All right, I thought I'd start a little conversation about getting my clowns to host an anemone. I've got two clowns here. They came from separate batches. I've got a black storm that's on the left there, and I believe I've got a mocha storm. You can see he's got a little bit of brown in him. The black storm came from a aquaculture setup where he was with about 50 fish in a 100-gallon tank that had zero sand or rock or anemones, and they were all just basically in the water column fighting for food. The mocha storm I actually purchased during a meet. The dealer had like 5 or 6 of them in a tank with 3 or 4 anemones, and all the storms, he said he just stuck them in there and they immediately kind of started hosting. So they obviously had some instinctual hosting stuff left. When I got home, I basically grabbed my quarantine container. What I ended up doing was purchasing the mocha storm and one of the anemones, which was this anemone here, and brought them home. I stuck them in the quarantine container and the mocha storm over the course of like an evening. Basically, I woke up in the morning and he was hosting again back into the anemone. At nighttime, the black storm, it basically sits up in the top of the water column and spins around, sleeping. So what I did was just grab him and I stuck him into the quarantine tank and closed it, in which he swam around for about an entire day, if not 2, before he started doing kind of weird things. He would start doing a flutter. He was always investigating his mate here to see what was going on and why they were so still. And then he eventually started showing interest in the anemone and is kind of trying to host it. He's weird because he actually you can tell his instinct is really funky because he'll actually go up and try and poke it from the back, or he just doesn't quite understand it yet. What I've been doing is opening up the container during the daytime and letting them come out, and then kind of at night trying to at least close them in it with the anemones so the anemones don't escape at night in my tank. This bubble tip actually came from this bubble tip the same day I got the clowns. It just coincidentally split, so I grabbed it and stuck it in the quarantine tank. The mocha actually ended up leaving this host and started hosting this one randomly, in which then the black storm then kind of, I guess, maybe took an opportunity to kind of try and host here. My end goal is to try and get them all to host this anemone, which is why I have them right next to each other. And every once in a while right now, when they come out of the quarantine container, I'm going in and shutting the lid, locking them out, and letting them kind of play around in the tank. Stay tuned. I hope to kind of try and provide an update as I can get a little bit more. But what I can say is what I've had effect with was bringing in a clown that was showing hosting capabilities with an anemone, quarantining them up, letting the other clown that has zero instinctual properties left start kind of acclimating and understanding it, and eventually they start showing some hosting instincts. So I do believe I'm having some success, and we'll try and provide an update soon.